This conference will now be recorded.
You are getting disturbed,
This conference will now be recorded.
right? So we'll see one more example on that entire procedure. So agenda is what we need to create a stored procedure in HANA database, and we should be able to consume it from what ABAP layer. So I'll discuss from the very beginning because it's very important. So as part of ABAP HANA development, in your projects, we'll be creating what many procedures, okay, and we'll be consuming that procedures from what ABAP layer. Simple reason for that is what? Why do we go for HANA database? The one of the main feature is to improve the performance of the report. So in a traditional ABAP, we will pull the data from what? HANA database to what? Sorry, in our traditional ABAP, we'll pull the data from database to what application server. We'll store the data in the internal table. We'll do the required processing and calculation, and then we'll display it to the user or we'll update it back to our database. But now the agenda is what? The agenda of moving to HANA database is to push your what? Business logic to what? HANA database, so that the entire business logic will be executed in the HANA database level, so that we can make use of the features of HANA database. Thereby, we can increase the performance of the reports. Okay, so I'll take a very simple example. Already we have the tables which we created earlier. So we have a table here, like what in our schema. I'll take a table. Yeah, we have the table EMP underscore what department, which has got some three columns: EMP ID, E-name, department number, and what salary. Okay, EMP ID, E-name, what else? Department number, and then what salary. Yeah, EMP ID, E-name, department number, and salary are the columns available. Done. Next, we have a table type. If you go to procedure section, we have a table type TT underscore EMP underscore department. This is a table type. TT underscore EMP underscore department, which has got 5 columns. What is the additional column we are having here? Tax value. Tax value. Okay. So one table type is there, which has got 5 columns: EMP ID, E-name, department number, and then what? Salary, and we have an additional field called as what? Tax value. Okay. And if you go back to the table, do you have data in the table? Acha, one important point you have to understand here. If you see the table here, the table contains one of the column is what? Varchar. One of the column is varchar, and even in our table type also, one of the column is employee name, which is varchar data type. Varchar data type. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now, if you go back to the table, do you have the data in the table? Yes, we are having some data in the table. So, what is my requirement here? I want to create a procedure to calculate the tax on what salary. Okay, to calculate the tax on what salary, and we need to return that particular thing. Okay, I want to return this 4 columns plus tax. So your table contains only what? 4 columns. But what is my requirement? My procedure has to return me what? This 4 columns plus one additional column called as what? Tax. So since I don't have the tax column in the table level, we have created one table type, okay, with one additional field or tax value. Tax value. So my procedure should contain one output parameter referring to this particular table type, which contains what? 5 columns, including what? Tax component. Okay, that is the requirement. But the main thing you have to focus is your table is having what? One of the column is what? Varchar. And even your table type also contains what? Varchar. Okay. Done. Okay. So let us create the procedure. So what is the standard way of creating the procedure? Since we need to consume it from the ABAP layer, what you have to do first, in the systems tab, in the systems tab, right, in the development perspective only, in the systems tab under content, we need to create what? One package. Okay, so let us create the package in what? Content. So right click on the content. I'll say new package. I'll give the package name. Let me give it as something Z Zensoft package. Okay, let me provide the description. Delivery unit, just ignore it. So the mandatory entry in this is what? The name of the package. What is the package name? I'm giving Z Zensoft package. Say okay. Yeah, the package would be created. So under content, we have the package called as what? Z Zensoft package. Yeah, you can see this is a package available. As of now, this package doesn't have any objects. Next, what you have to do as part of this package, we need to create the stored procedure. So directly in the systems tab, as part of my package, I'll right click, I'll try to create the what? Procedure. I'll say new procedure, new procedure. When I'm trying to create, it is giving me an error. Creating a new procedure is deprecated in the modular perspective. Use the repositories or project explorer in the development perspective to create the stored procedure. To create the stored procedure, it is not allowing me here. So what I have to do? Let me go to repositories tab. Okay, in the repositories tab. Okay, in your workspace. Okay, where is your package? Z Zensoft package. Yeah, this is a package. So as part of this package, okay, one second. Yeah, Raj, tell me, what is the doubt?
Sir, we are getting the message, error message, stating that
Correct?
whether you do it in repositories or Project Explorer. Can we do it in
Correct?
the Project Explorer?
Yeah, one second.
Can we try this in through?
Yeah, I'll go to Project Explorer. Okay, so let me just expand this. It is asking me to what? Connect it to what? Application server, right? So I'm in the local object now. What is your package? This is a local object in the system library. It is loading the content. So what is the package just now we created? Z Zensoft package. Yeah, you can observe here. Observe, it is not showing me that package. Z Zensoft package, you can see it is not showing. I repeat this. In the systems tab, we created the package. I am able to see that in the repositories tab. Okay, if you see here in the workspace, see, we are able to see that particular package. But if I go to Project Explorer, in the Project Explorer, okay, in the Project Explorer, this is local object and this is a favorite package. So where I can see my package in the system library. So if I expand this, I don't have any package with name with what Z Zensoft package. So it is in serial order. If I just scroll down, let me check. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see Z Zensoft package not available. Actually, there are some bugs in this HANA Studio. If you observe here, if I right click on this, if I try to create the procedure, you can observe here, it is saying that creating a new procedure depicted the modular perspective. It is not, actually we are not in modular perspective now, we are in a development perspective, but it is saying that, okay, it is not possible in a modular perspective. So there are some things here which where we have the bugs in the HANA Studio. Am I clear, Raj?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, so it is not allowing me. not allowing me. So let me go to what normal
Okay.
repositories tab. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right. Yeah. Now what I have to do? So as part of this, I need to create the procedure. Okay. So let me try to give the procedure name. Right click on this package. I'll say new. What? Right click on the package new. You can see here we don't have any package here. So I'll choose what? Sorry, I don't have anything like procedure here. So I'll choose what? Other. Yeah. Now here under this, yeah, under this what? SAP HANA, under this database development, okay, we have what? Stored procedure. Am I clear? Under the node SAP HANA, under database development, we have a option called as what? Stored procedure. So let me choose this. I'll say next. Yeah. Let me give the file name, nothing but procedure name. So I'll give the procedure name as what? Calculate underscore tax, calculate underscore tax, some name, calculate underscore tax, and file format you can see. What is the extension here? Dot .stv procedure. I can choose this, I can create this. But the problem with this is I can call it from the normal SQL console, but I cannot call it from the ABAP layer. I repeat, if I choose .stb procedure, okay, I can create the procedure. I can call that procedure from the SQL console. But if you want to call it from the ABAP layer, what you have to do, we need to create the database procedure proxy. No? So we cannot create the database procedure proxy. Okay, we cannot create the database procedure proxy on top of the procedures whose extension is what? .stb procedure. So what SAP has done is, instead of going for .stb procedure, they gave an alternative called as AMDP. Going forward, maybe after 1 week or so, we'll be seeing a concept called as AMDP. Means that is another way of developing the procedure, and that is the latest way of developing the procedures. ABAP managed database procedure. Okay, so since I want to consume this particular procedure through proxies, the only option as of now is what? Dot procedure. If I choose .stv procedure, I can create the procedure, I can activate the procedure, I can consume it only from the HANA database level. I cannot consume it outside the HANA database level. But if you want to consume it from the ABAP layer, there are two ways. One is either you create the procedure with the extension .procedure, or we have another kind of procedure called as what? AMDPs. Okay, that we'll discuss later on. So for the time being, choose the file format as .procedure, and they're saying deprecated. Deprecated means going forward, even this technique is also not going to support it. Everything will be in the form of what? AMDPs, ABAP managed database procedure. Then what is the next thing you have to give here after proposing the procedure name? Choose the file format as .procedure and target schema. Compulsorily, we must store this procedure inside what? Sys big schema. Why we have to store in sys underscore big schema? Because when you're creating the proxies, it will check for the procedures only in the sys big schema. Okay, so choose the target schema as what? Sys big schema. Done. So this is my procedure name. Dot procedure and the target schema is sys underscore big. Say finish. Yeah, so it has generated the template here. Right right what is the requirement here? Your procedure has to return me what? The table data with an additional column, what? Tax value. So since I want to return 5 columns, let me refer to this particular table type. Okay, this is not a table, it is a table type. It is a table type which contains what? Tax value column. So I'll provide the output parameter here, out. I'll give it as what? Itab. Yeah, where it is available, inside which schema? Gensoft HANA dot, what is the table type? TT underscore EMP underscore department, TT underscore EMP underscore department. Okay, done. Right. So if I don't mention this schema name, what happens? It will check for this particular database table, or it will check for this table type. in the current logged in schema. We are logged into which user? HANA user na. So what is the default schema available for that user? HANA schema only. So in the HANA schema, it is going to check for this database table or table type, which will not be available. So since it is in some other schema, I need to prefix with the schema name, gensoft HANA dot so and so. Done. Now here I need to write the procedure logic. So what is the procedure logic I need to write? I need to retrieve the data from my base table. What is the base table? EMP underscore department. And based on this salary, based on this department number, I need to calculate the tax based on the salary. So what I'll do is here I'll declare one. Already I declared the output parameter I tab is equal to select. What are the columns? EMP ID, EMP name, EMP name, department number, department number. What else? Salary, yeah? Salary. Okay. So case what? Based on what? Department number. As part of select statement only, I'm using the case statement. Okay. When 10, then I'll say then what? Salary into some percentage. Okay. So I'll give it as something 0.2. Done. Then yeah. When 20, when 20 and when 30, then salary into something 0.3, this is 0.4. If it is other than this what 10, 20, 30, I'll say else what, else salary into something 0.50. Okay, and as I want to return as what, tax value, and as tax value from which table? From the base table what, EMP underscore department. So simple understanding here. Yeah, simple understanding is your you can observe here your output parameter. This procedure is returning one output parameter. It is referring to the table type which has got how many columns? 5 columns. So when I am returning the data also, this I tab should contain how many columns? 5 columns. So these are my 4 columns where the data is fetched from the table, and for that additional column tax value I am constructing the data based on the department number. I am constructing the tax based on the salary. Okay, and I'm returning to that particular internal table. Right. So let me check whether this works or not. Save it. Check for the syntax error. Did I got any error? What is the error? Invalid. Good, good. See here. What is the error I got? Good. What is the error I got? Invalid table name. Could not find table or view EMP underscore in the schema what? ANA. Means it is checking for that particular database object in the current schema. What is the current schema for the logged in user? ANA only na? It is checking there. It is available where inside another schema called as EMP underscore department. So one solution is you prefix this particular table name with what? Schema name, or else as part of the procedure only you can see we have an addition what? Default schema. I'll say what? Default schema. Let me give it as what? Gensoft HANA. So what happens here inside my procedure body, if you're referring to any database objects, all those database objects will be referred in which schema? The specified default schema. Okay, in spite of specifying the default schema, if you're referring to the objects of some other schema, then you must explicitly specify that particular schema name, something like that. If you don't specify any schema name inside my procedure body, it will check for the default schema specified. So now I think it should come. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. Yes, no errors. Activate this. You may have one problem. That problem will get it going forward. Yeah, since I've saved it in a package. It is asking for the change request. So I'm providing some description. Right, it is successfully created. The procedure is successfully created. Done. Now what I have to do? What is the next step? Just for our testing purpose, let me try to consume from my SQL console. So this is a design time object now, which you have created in the what? In the package. So this is a design time object. Right. So if the procedure is successfully created, what happens? A runtime object gets created now. Where this runtime object gets created? In the sysbig schema. So how do you check it? So why we need to refer to the runtime object? Because when you're trying to call it from the SQL console, or if you want to create the proxy, we should always refer to what? Runtime object. So where we can see that in the systems tab under what? Sysbig schema. So in the catalog, where we can see all the schemas in the catalog under what? Sysbig schema. Yeah, under the sysbig schema, somewhere you'll have that particular procedure. Yeah, you can see now. Z zensoft package calculate underscore what? Tax. Z zensoft package slash calculate underscore tax. If I double click on this is my runtime object. So let me refer to the runtime object. This entire thing is your runtime object. Done. So I need to consume it from the SQL console first. I want to check whether the process is working fine or not. So this is the data as of now. This is the data. Let me refresh once. Yeah, this is the data. Okay. So let me try to consume from the SQL console. So I need to open the yeah. Yeah, Raj. Hmm.
Sir, yesterday we faced the issue like the definer rules again.
We face the issue when we are calling that proxy from the ABAP program.
Okay.
From the ABAP program. So here also, if I get the same issue, I'll come back and I'll modify.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll open the SQL console. Right. So let me try to call it. Call. What is the runtime object? This is a runtime object. Okay. It contains an output parameter. Na? So that's the reason I need to give some placeholder. Let me execute. I'll say F8. Yeah, it is successfully executed. It is returning me the what? Tax. It is returning me the tax also. Based on the salary, based on the department number, it is calculating the tax and returning that. Okay, this is working fine. So we are able to consume it from what? HANA database layer. Now what is the agenda? I need to consume it from what? ABAP layer. So for that, what you have to do? We need to create the database procedure proxy on top of this particular what? Procedure. Okay, so let us create the database procedure proxy. So where do we create the database procedure proxy? In the ADT tool. In the ADT tool. I repeat, in order to create the database procedure proxy, we need to use what? ADT tool, ABAP development tool, ABAP development tool, which is available in the ABAP perspective, which is available in the ABAP perspective. So as of now, we are in what? Development perspective. Let me switch to ABAP perspective. So I'll just go to ABAP perspective. Right. So this is my ABAP perspective. This is my ABAP perspective. So it's already connected. It's already connected. That's why I'm able to see all these things. If it is not connected, if you try to expand this, it will ask you for the credentials. What are those credentials? The credentials of what? Application server. Earlier, initially what we did when you opened the HANA Studio, in the development perspective, when I logged in, we are connecting to the HANA database. So we are providing the credentials of database user. Now in the ABAP perspective, we have to provide the credentials of what application layer. So it is already connected here, done. So I need to create the proxy. Where we can create the proxy, either I can create it in the local object or I can create what package. In the development perspective also, we have created the package now. That package I cannot see it in the ABAP layer. I cannot see it in the ABAP layer. Whatever the package I create in the ABAP perspective, whatever the package I create in the ABAP perspective, that package I can see it in what? I can see it in the ABAP layer. Okay, so if you want, see here. How do you create the package here? Right click on this, create new. Do any package here? Yes, ABAP package. Okay, before that, okay, let me create this first. I can create it in the local object or I can create a package. So I'm right clicking on my instance. This is my application server instance. Right click on this, say new. What is this? ABAP package. I'll give the package name as Z March package. Something. Okay, I'm just giving some name. Z March package. I'll say what? Finish. Right. So it is asking the short. So you can see the same thing now. What are we creating our SAP GUI in SC80 in Object Navigator? What are we create? The same thing here. Short description. I'll just give some short description. March package done. Okay, I'll just say what? Continue. That's all. Right. So the package would be what? Created. Let me save it. That's all. The package is created. What is the package name? Z March package. So now I can see that package in what? In our SAP GUI also. If you want, let me open SAP GUI. So now from SAP GUI, we can connect only to application server now. So let me give the credentials of my application layer. Right. So I'll go to SC80. What is the package? Just now I created Z March package now. So I'll just choose this package. I'll provide the package name. What is that? Z March package. Sorry. I'll press enter. Yeah, you can see here. I'm able to see the package. I don't any objects. So what I'm trying to tell here is whatever the package I created in the development perspective, that I cannot see it in SC80. But now what I did, I switched it to what? ABAP perspective. ABAP perspective. In that ABAP perspective, we have connected to what? Application server, and I created one package. What are the package you create in this ABAP perspective, that I can access it in what? SC80 also. That's what I'm trying to show here. Okay, Zmarch package. Now what I'll do, as part of that package or in the local object, I can create the proxy. So where I can see my package, I believe in the system library. In the systems library, somewhere here it will be available. Z March package. Na? Can we see it here? Z March package. Okay, I'm unable to see. Probably I need to refresh. I'll right click on the system library. I'll say what? Refresh. It is refreshing here. On the status bar right hand side, you can see it is refreshing. Right, it is refreshed. Let me cross check now. Yeah, you can observe now. I am having the package what Z March package. So every time I don't want to check it in the system library, as of now it is empty. So I'll just right click on this. I'll just right click on this. I'll try to add it to favorites. Do we have any option here? Add to what? Favorites. Yeah, it would be added to what? Favorites. Let me check. Right. So under favorite package, if I expand, I'm having the package what Z March package. So it will be easy for me to navigate. Right. So this is a package. As of now, nothing is there. Now what I have to do? I have to create the database procedure proxy. Right. So here, just try to understand. We are using two layers here. One is database layer, another is ABAP layer. In database layer, what we have done, we have created the HANA procedure. Done. Then we connected to what? ABAP layer. I mean to say we connected to application server here through this ABAP perspective. Now we are creating what? Database procedure proxy. So for creating the database procedure proxy, we need to use what? ADT, ABAP development tool, which is part of what? ABAP perspective. So I need to create the database procedure proxy. Before that, any questions, please ask me. Any questions?
Sir,
Yeah, Raj.
Sir Raj here.
Hmm.
Since we every time we create a new procedure, if I want to consume, we need to go for a database the proxy procedure proxy.
Correct. From ABAP
But
layer. From
yeah, from
ABAP
ABAP.
layer.
Is it
Yes.
one to one or one to many? The link between the proxy, the database procedure proxy to procedure is one to one, or can we create a multiple procedures which we can associate to a single package and then we call it
No, no,
from?
no. I think your question is, can we create multiple proxies for the same procedure, right?
No. Multiple procedure, same proxy. Cannot.
No, 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 no. There can be any number of proxies associated with what same procedure. Okay.
Okay.
So one second. So assume that this is a procedure now. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll create one proxy one, for example. This proxy one, I can associate with this procedure what? Calculate underscore tax. Okay. Then I can
Okay.
create proxy two. This also I can associate with what? Same procedure, but doesn't require, not required. Already a proxy is available. Now what you are saying here, what you are saying? Okay. Proxy one. Okay, again, you want to associate with another procedure like calculate underscore tax to. This is not correct. No, this will give me error because already proxy one is linked with this procedure. Na? So again, I cannot create the same proxy associating with other procedure. This will give me error.
So one proxy can have only one procedure.
Yes, yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes. Okay, yeah, done. Now, say simple understanding, assume that it is allowing this one. Okay, now what you will do in the ABAP layer, in the ABAP layer you will call what procedure proxy only na. So you'll said call database procedure proxy. So when I'm calling this proxy one, okay, now our SAP will know which procedure it has to execute. Is it clear? Simple understanding here. When you ABAP layer, when I'm calling the proxy, you'll say call database procedure proxy followed by what? Proxy name. So in this proxy one is also how many procedures here? Two procedures. Which procedure it will execute? That's the reason it will not allow here only. Here only it will give an error saying that there is already a proxy available with this name. Is it clear, Raj?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the question why I raised means in the development side, HANA, we have the name called package.
Okay.
So I thought like package we can combine multiple database objects
No, no,
and using the
because
same
in the ABAP layer we are not referring to the package. No, we are referring directly to the proxy.
proxy. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the reason it will not allow.
Yes, sir. Clear.
But how come? I thought I heard they
Yeah,
said
others, any questions? Okay, done. So where we are? We are about to create what proxy now. So we are in ABAP perspective. Okay, I've created one package, or else I can directly create the proxy in the local object only. So this is my package now. How do you create now? Right click on this, right click on your package or the local object, say new, new. Do you any proxy here? No, I don't have. So I'll choose what? Other ABAP repository object. Done. Somewhere in dictionary, somewhere we have what? Database procedure proxy. Database procedure proxy. I'll say what? Next. Done. It is asking the name of the proxy. What is the name of the procedure here? Calculate underscore tax. Na? Calculate underscore tax. So let me try to give the procedure name. Okay, so I'll give the procedure name as, sorry, proxy name as Z tax proxy. I'll give the name of the proxy as what? Z tax proxy. I'll give the description. Proxy for calculate underscore tax procedure. Done. Then here it is asking the ANA procedure for which database procedure you want to create this particular proxy. So what I'll do, ANA procedure. How do you browse here? I don't have any F4 functionality. So as I told, control plus space, control plus space. If I choose control plus space, it is going to show me all the procedures available in the sysbig schema, available in the sysbig schema. So somewhere scroll down. Where is that? Yeah, this one, calculate underscore tax, which is part of which package? Z is of package. I'll choose this. Okay, say control plus space. It is going to list out the procedures available in the sysbig schema. So just choose appropriate procedure. Done. And you can see here, based on your proxy name, based on your proxy name, it will propose one interface. It will propose one interface. What is the interface naming convention? Z if underscore your proxy name. Okay. So if I say next year, I believe I should get an error. I should get an error. Why I may get an error is I created one what procedure which has got one output parameter referring to this table type now. Okay, in this table type, I'm having one column called as employee name whose data type is varchar. So I think it is not compatible. Let me check. I'll say next. I'll say next. Okay, it is asking for the request. I'll go for the new request. I'll say finish. Oh, yeah, I got error. See here. Syntax check for so and so contains a see problem view for details. If I expand this, good. What is the error I got? Database type varchar 20 of 0 cannot be mapped onto what? ABAP type. Cannot be mapped onto ABAP type. Am I clear to everyone? Your procedure is having one output parameter. In that output parameter, we are referring to table type, and that table type contains 5 columns. In that 5 columns, one of the column data type is what? Varchar. It seems that varchar is not compatible with what? ABAP type. So far, SAP has not given the compatible data type for varchar. That is the reason, as I told you, don't take varchar, take what? Nvarchar. Nvarchar, which is compatible with that ABAP data type also. Am I clear? So I cannot do anything now here. I cannot do anything. I should go back to my what? Procedure. I should go back to my procedure. Okay, and then I need to make the necessary changes. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, I cannot do anything here. So you have to go back to the procedure and make the necessary changes. So let me go back to my procedure. Yeah, where I have to do the changes. If you see the what, yeah, this is the design time object. Here I have to do the changes. What is the change? I'm referring to the table type. I'm referring to the table type which has got one column with what varchar. Okay, so I need to modify that column data type to. I need to modify that column data type to what n varchar. Okay, so I need to check whether we can alter the table type. Am I clear to everyone what I am trying to say? I need to modify the procedure means this procedure contains an output parameter referring to a table type. In this table type, we have seen where is that? This is a table. This is my data. Yeah, this one. It has got what one column what varchar. So I need to check whether I can modify it to what n varchar. So that if I'm able to modify in the what table type level, I need not disturb my procedure also. I need not disturb my procedure also. So I need to check whether I can modify the table type, existing table type. So can we modify? Is it possible? Anyone?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir. No, no, cannot modify.
Shiva, how is it possible?
Yeah, alter by using alter statement we can modify.
Alter,
Yes.
I think we can use for modifying database tables. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is table
simple
type. Okay, okay, okay. Got
table
it,
type.
got it,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
Actually, we cannot remember each and everything. So what I'll do now is, let me go to help and check whether we have any alter statement for modifying what table type. Am I clear? Okay. Agenda is what I need to modify the data type of what one of the column in the table type. So I know that we have to use alter, but alter is used for modifying the database tables,
Database
not
table.
for
Yeah, yeah.
but still to confirm, I want to check whether it's possible or not. So what I'll do, observe all of you. I'll go to help. I'll go to help contents. Okay, you'll have many things here. We should have patience to search that. Okay, so I repeat this. I want to know the information into the alter statement. So I'll choose help. I'll go to help contents. Okay, so somewhere, I need to check where I can see that. So if you scroll down, let me check this one. SAP HANA SQL and systems views reference. I'll just expand this. Okay, SQL reference done. And click on this. Okay, here I don't have. Yes, SQL functions is there. SQL statements. I'll just click on this. Yeah, alphabetical list of statements. I'll just expand this. Good. You can see here alter. It's good. See here alter audit policy, alter credential, alter done so alter so and so alter table is there. Good. You can see here we have alter table, but do we have any alter type anywhere here? No, no, not there. Am I clear to everyone? So by looking at this, I understand that I can only alter what database table, but I cannot alter the what table types. Okay, so since I don't have any statement to modify my table type, what is the only way I have to? What is the only thing I have to do here? I need to what recreate another table type which doesn't contain what varchar. Instead, I should take what n varchar. That is the adjustment I have to do. Or can I drop this
Drop
table
and
type?
create.
Yeah, I can.
Drop and
Again, I need. Yeah, again for dropping, we know that we have to use drop statement. So I need to check whether we have drop table is there, but I need to check whether drop type is there. So again, what is the procedure? I'll go to help contents. Okay, so somewhere here, where is that? Under this SAP HANA SQL and systems use reference. Okay, I'll go to SQL reference. Okay, SQL statements done. Alphabetical list of what statements. Expand this. So I need to check for drop now. It is in alphabetical order. So do we have drop anywhere here? Yes, drop is there. Good. Yeah, drop table is there. Drop type is there. Good. Drop table is a drop type is there. So if I click on drop, removes a user defined table type. So we have that particular drop type. So I can drop and what? recreate. But again, the table type I might have used in other places also. Again, all those things gets what disturbed. If you want, you can drop and recreate. Otherwise, you can what go for what a new table type. So let me go for a new table type. Am I clear to everyone? So let me create a new table type. How do you create type? What is the existing type name? TT underscore EMP underscore department na? So I'll say TT underscore EMP underscore department 1, I'll say, or TT and TT1 underscore EMP underscore department. How do you create? As table, as table. Okay, so let me create the columns. What are the columns? EMP ID, ename, department number, salary, and what? Tax value. EMP ID, integer. What else? Ename. I'll give it as what? N varchar. N varchar of something 20. What else? Department number. I'll give it as integer. Next what? Salary. 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 What is that? I'll give something decimal of what? Something 12 comma 2. Then what else? Tax value. Tax value. I'll give it as something decimal of something what? 9 comma 2. That's all. So this is a table type I'm trying to create. Execute this. SQL syntax error. Why the error is there? I'm sorry. Here I give double quotes. Huh? Yeah, the table type is successfully created. Okay, table type is successfully created. Now what I have to do? I need to refer to this particular table type in my procedure. Na? In my procedure. So let me go back to this. Calculate underscore tax. Okay. Right. 1 second, please. Let me close everything. Yeah, this is my design time object. This is your proxy. Na? Let me close this proxy also. Okay. This is my design time object. So I need to make the necessary changes. What is that? Here also what? TT1 underscore EMP underscore. That is the change I am doing. So I'm doing the changes at what level? A procedure level. So since I done the changes, I need to reactivate. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. Done. Activate this. Yes, it is successfully activated. So this change should reflect in the runtime object. Na? Let me cross check. Where in the catalog only under sysbic. Na? Under sysbic. Under sysbic schema. Refer to your procedure. Z package. Z package. Calculate underscore tax. If I double click on this, yes, you good. You can see here. It is reflecting my runtime object. It is reflecting my runtime object. Done. Now what I need to do? I need to go for creating the proxy. So let me go back to the ABAP perspective. Already the proxy is there. Already the proxy is there. This is my proxy. I'll double click on this. I got an error here. Na? So this is my proxy which already I created. Okay. So what I'll do now? Good. You can see here I got a different error now. The moment I open, earlier is data type varchar cannot be mapped. What is the next error now? Proxy z tax proxy does not match the current database procedure. So what I have to do here? I need to what? Synchronize it. Let me click on synchronize button. Okay, the most recent definition of the database procedure will be retrieved from the HANA repository. Merge, yes. Good, good, good. I don't have any errors. Everything got adjusted. Everything got adjusted. Working fine. Is it clear to everyone? Synchronize button. I made the changes to my database procedure. I may modify the logic. I may modify the parameters. I may modify the parameter data. Whatever changes I have done, if it has to be reflecting to the existing proxy, just open that existing proxy in the ABAP perspective and click on what? Synchronize button. That's all. Since it is not activated, let me activate. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. No errors. Activate the proxy. Proxy is what? Activated. Okay, what is the proxy name? ZTax proxy. Any questions? Okay, now what I have to do, I need to consume it from what? ABAP layer. Na? I need to consume from ABAP layer. What is the interface name here? ZIF underscore ZTax proxy. ZIF underscore ZTax proxy. Okay, so I collected all this information. Let me quickly call it. So from where you have to call it? From the ABAP program. So yesterday what we did, we directly opened that particular we have opened that particular GUI in what this ABAP perspective. Like in here also I can click on what? Open SAP GUI. Okay, or else I can directly manually connect what SAP GUI. Let me call it now SC38 Z call proxy 1. Executable program. I'll save it in the local object. Yeah, before that I'll go to class builder. What is the interface it has generated? Z if underscore. What is that? Z tax proxy. Yeah? Z if underscore Z tax proxy. Done. So this is the interface which is generated, and this interface contains one types declaration. What is the types declaration? itab, which contains those 4-5 fields, emp id, ename, so on so on. So done. So it contains one types declaration. So what I'll do here, let me declare that data something t underscore what? Data t underscore emp type table of what is that? Z if underscore Z tax proxy implies what is that types declaration name? itab. We know that in object oriented, how do you refer to the components of the interface? By using the interface name itself. So when you are using the interface name, you must use what? Implies operator. So I declared one internal table. Let me declare one work area also. W underscore emp type same Z if underscore Z tax proxy implies what? itab. Done. Let me call the procedure proxy. How do you call? Call what? Database procedure. Call what? Database procedure. What is the proxy name? Z tax proxy. Z tax proxy. Then it contains what? Parameter. So I'll say exporting parameter, output parameter. Na? So here it becomes what? Importing parameter. Importing. What is the parameter name? itab is equal to t underscore what? emp. That's all. Then if t underscore emp, is not initial, rest of the process is easy. Loop at what? T underscore emp into w underscore what? Emp, right? W underscore emp, hyphen what? Employee number. What else? W underscore emp hyphen employee name. W underscore emp hyphen what else? Department number. W underscore emp hyphen what? Salary. What is the other component? Is it in tax? Emp hyphen what? Tax. Well, and loop else I'll just give a message, no data, and if that's all. So save it, check it. Does not have a component called as emp number, emp id, I think, right? Emp id. Save it, check for the syntax. Done. So when I execute, oh, what is the error was? Same error. What is that? Insufficient privilege. So now what I have to do? Again the same story. I need to go to my design time object. Okay, I need to go to my design time object. Where is a design time object? This is a design time object. Invoker doesn't have the authorization. So what I'll do, I'll just change this to 1 second, please. I'll just change this to what is this? Definer. Definer. Okay, let me save it. Check for the syntax error. Activate this. Yes, it is activated. Again, quickly, I'll check whether it is reflected in the runtime object or not. I'll right click on this. I'll say refresh. It will be reflected, but just for our confirmation. Z and soft package calculate underscore tax. If I double click on this, what is this here? SQL security mode, na? Yeah, SQL security mode is changed to a definer. Okay, it is changing at the. It is changing at what? This runtime object level. Now what I have to do? Come back to what? ABAP perspective. Okay, this is your proxy. Okay, I need to what? Synchronize. Click on what? Synchronize. Done. I'll say okay. Yeah, doesn't have any errors. Since I have synchronized again, let me activate this. Yes, it is activated. Come back to your program and check it now. Good, I got the data. So this is the complete way of consuming the process from a ABAP layer. Again, this process is going to be deprecated because we are using two layers here. One is database layer, another is what? Application layer. Means for developing the procedure, we are what? Using the database layer. For developing the proxy, we are using what? Application layer. So the alternative for this is what? AMDP. But still, SAP supports what? Both. But going forward, SAP is saying that strongly recommending to go only for what? AMDPs. So that we'll discuss in the coming classes. Any questions for today? Please ask me. Is it clear to everyone? Srinivas, Sudhanshu, Shiva, Nagaraj, everyone, Kishore.
Yes.
Yes,
No question.
I'm okay. I'm good, Sridhar.
Yeah. So I've shared the material also yesterday night. I've shared all the material till yesterday. I'll share this recording and material by end of today. Practice this. Monday onwards, next class will be again on Monday. We'll see other database objects. Like if you go back to this here, we need to discuss other database objects like what? Yeah, we have to
Synonyms.
see, yeah, indexes we have to see, synonyms we have
Yeah.
to see, views we have to
Views.
see, joins we have to see, like other things also are there. Indexes, joins, what else are there? Some SQL functions, date functions, arithmetic functions, calculation engine functions. There are some basic things are there. We'll be discussing that in the next 2 3 days. Okay. So once we are done with this, we'll be completing the native HANA development. We'll go for what other topics like ADBCs, ALV IDA, AMDPs, CDS views, and modeling, all those things. Okay, so practice this. If you're not started, start practicing so that you'll may get questions. Okay.
Sridhar, I have one question. So this the
Yes, yes.
SQL procedures actually, it useful for the generate the reports, correct?
SQL procedure is used for embedding the business logic so that it will be executed at the HANA database layer.
On our data. Right. So already we have a standard table DDIC, sales order and material management things.
Tables. Okay.
Tables. But
Okay.
how we can handle those tables, but at present in the ABAP level, we can write a, select statements and we can, as
Yeah.
we have a ABAP
Correct.
events.
Correct. I
So,
understand.
yeah,
So what you are saying is you want to make use of those standard tables like VBAK,
yeah,
EKKO,
yeah.
like that. Okay. So
Mm.
simple change. Everything is same. Everything is same. So assume that you want to get the sales order. So what you will do here, you will say select a webline ERDAT so and so from what? VBAK. But VBAK is available in which schema? SAP ABAP 1 schema. What are the DDIC tables you are able to see? They are available inside a schema called as SAP ABAP 1. SAP ABAP 1. If you go to SAP ABAP 1, in the tables you can see we can see all those tables, VBAK tables, so and so. So what are the tables you are able to see in that SC11? If you want to use them in the HANA database level, use this particular schema called as what? SAP ABAP 1. Why only this schema means this is the schema which is configured to my HANA database. How do you cross check that? If you take this GUI also, okay, if you go to this system status, if you go to system status, okay, you can see here what is the schema it is showing here. SAP ABAP 1. Okay, that is the reason. That is the reason. If you want to develop the reports, if you want to write your business logic based on those VBAK, KNA1, MARA kind of thing, the only change you have to do is here say default schema as what? SAP ABAP 1 and use whatever tables you want.
Okay, the schema name there. Yeah.
That's all. Yes. Default schema, you mention it as SAP ABAP 1 and you write a select statement. I can use joints also. We are not yet discussed joints. Okay,
Yeah.
I may get the data from VBAK, VBAP, KN1. I can use different types of joint. I can write any kind of business logic. So far, we are writing the business logic in your application layer. The business logic gets executed in what? Application layer. Now we are going to write the business logic inside the procedure. Why? So that the procedure gets executed directly at the HANA database level, so that we can leverage the features of what? HANA database, which will improve the performance of your reports.
Yeah.
You understood? This is
Yeah.
one of the code push down approach. Code push down approach means you push your business logic to the HANA database. So what is one of the way? You write that procedure inside, you write that logic inside what? Procedure, so that the procedure gets executed directly at the database level.
Yeah.
Like that, we have many code push down approaches that we'll discuss going forward.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So here, I am not focusing on the business logic of the procedure. This logic is depending on our requirement. I can write any logic,
Yeah.
but the way we develop is important. That's the reason I'm focusing on this particular standards. But this business logic, you write whatever you want. Okay.
Yeah.
Then any other questions? Others?
So, Sridhar, it's more
Yeah, sure.
related to HANA development. Right now we have S4, right? S4, they are not going to use these traditional tables, VBAK, and they have collected all the information in
Correct.
one single table, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
Yeah.
that
So
concept we can use here,
yeah,
the same, right?
that tables also I can use it here, no problem.
But in this particular database, can we see those tables? We can write queries
Why
on that.
why not? This
Okay.
is S4 HANA system only. Okay. So what are the tables you see in SC11? Okay, right? So these are all S4 HANA tables. So use the tables. What is the schema available here? SAP ABAP 1 only, na?
SAP ABAP one,
So
yeah. Oh,
so
by using that SAP ABAP one schema, same like that
yes, same.
VBAK, we can call those tables. Okay.
Yes. That will remain same.
Can we get some clarification on the latest tables end of the class, like last day?
List of the
Yeah.
tables, huh?
Yeah. At least like
Mm,
integration stuff on the table level.
simple. My answer is I'm more into technical. Okay, so I
Okay.
know some tables. I'll
Whatever
give
you
that.
know, that is
Yeah,
enough
yeah, yeah. Sure,
to
sure,
understand.
definitely. Sure,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
No.
collect some tables related to MMSD models, and we'll
Yeah.
see what are the new tables they have proposed. Yes, I'll give
Sure.
it. Okay.
That's enough. Just for information, like even I know
Correct,
little bit from
correct,
FI
correct.
side, but not
Yeah.
other part.
Sure, definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sridhar.
Yeah. Any other doubts, others? Chalo then. So we'll meet again on Monday. Practice this so that you may get some questions. Okay. Chalo, I'm winding up. We'll meet again on Monday.
But
Yeah, Akshay.
I think he asked some question.
Akshay, sorry, I didn't check your question. Acha, what is the use of unload? We are not yet discussed, Akshay. When we come to SQL functions, we'll discuss. We have load and unload, merge, auto merge. We'll discuss that, Akshay. Okay. We'll discuss in detail. Okay. We are not yet discussed. That comes under SQL functions. When I'm discussing C functions, calculation engine function, I'll come to that. That load unload generally related to BW, but still we'll discuss that. Okay. Load priority, unload priority, like that we have some options. Okay. Shalom then. Okay. So I'll wind off. We'll meet again on Monday.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Yeah.